Welcome to the live stream today. It's Low Code Python Day. With me, I have two experts in low code Python. We will build two robots that will work. We will show you all the steps. Welcome, CK and Venkatesh.
Hi, Anders. Good to see you
And
again.
good to see you again. And welcome to all of you people out there. Please let us know where in the world you're joining from in the chat. And if you have any questions during the stream, just place them in the chat. I'll try to make Sika and Venkatesh answer them in chunks. So just have patience. We will answer each one of you. Sika, first of all, what is Argos Labs?
Yeah, so thank you. This is great. Argos Labs, we are intelligent automation company, and what we have built is low-code Python. It's a low-code solution built directly on top of Python. So to explain a little bit more, as you can see on my screen, some keywords here. Local Python, mainly for intelligent automation, very easy to integrate AI machine learning data science solutions, very flexible. You can customize your toolbox. It's directly transparent to Python, compatible to Python. And let me show you a little bit more. So we have components. Wrong page. So yeah, so we have Studio. This looks like this. And the toolbox, we have all these tools that are built from Python solutions. And then we have execution agent, process automation module, or PAM. We have Supervisor for orchestration, and this is the most important piece, POT SDK, which is available from GitHub. Using this SDK, you can build your own local solution. So you can actually add more building blocks to our toolbox using your Python solution. So that's low-code Python.
That's great, Sika. And maybe I should add that you are the CEO and the founder of Argos Labs. You're also a product expert. Venkatesh is a process automation designer and another Argos Labs product expert. The two of you will build two robots, one each. And we have Dave, the RPA guy on the stream. Hello, Dave. Dave is from Georgia, US. Dave runs an excellent RPA channel himself. I will recommend go YouTube, subscribe to him. So hello, Dave, and welcome. Venkatesh, I had a few queries about how efficient Python was. What is the performance of Python? Is it good? But I also had a question around RPA challenge with Argos Labs. So I decided to ask you if you can show us both of these things, the RPA challenge and how efficient Python is in one piece. So Venkatesh, I will switch to your screen and then you have some nice things to show us.
Sure. So here is my scenario studio. Basically, scenario studio will be used to build your automation scenarios. So I have created a scenario for RPA challenge portal. You can see I just have the open browser, and I have some other operations like drag and drop to select the file. Even you can select the file from the local storage or from email. And we are loading the Excel file, and we are performing some HTML actions, and we are getting inside the loop, and we are doing some other web automation things. So this is built using the scenario studio, and we have a rpachallenge.com website
And what is
running
that?
here. Yeah, basically rpachallenge.com. This is a portal where we can do the form fill up. Okay, you can see there are some multiple fields like the first name, last name, address, email. If you just refresh the portal, the fields will get changed. So robots can able to understand the last name and the first name fields wherever it is located in this page, and it will feed the related information to the page. You can see the first field is last name, second field is first name. As soon as I refresh, it will get changed. You can see now it is changed to first name and the role in company. So this specific robot, what I have built, it will pick the data from Excel file and it will feed it to the page. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me kickstart my bot. So I will go to run, test run.
So the challenge here that is that these fields are changing across the websites during each, and that could simulate like an unstable website that we're trying to automate
Yeah.
here. So we're opening
So
up.
now the automation scenario opened up the browser and it is navigating my browser to rpachallenge.com.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the drag and drop.
And why did
So
you
it's
build
just
that?
asking me. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Why did you build this in? What is this, Venkatesh?
Yeah. The first thing, we are opening up the browser. This browser is opened by the robot and it is waiting for the input file. Okay. So now I will just download the Excel file from this portal. You can see I have downloaded the challenge.xlsx.
Mm-hmm.
So it contains some few records. So it contains 10 records. Okay. So I will give this file as an input.
And maybe if I can introduce to the viewer out there, this is a common challenge among RPA developers. We try to get the best time. I think my best time was around 2.5 seconds. Can you beat that today, you think, Venkatesh?
So now I will drag and drop the
We'll see.
challenge.xlsx
Maybe.
to
Yeah,
the
sorry.
drag and drop. Yeah. Now it picked up the file.
Mm-hmm. So this is an integrated feature in Argos Labs that you can drag the files to this pop-up and then we can do
Yeah,
something with the file.
yeah, we can build like that, if you wanted to take a different approach, you can.
Yeah. Venkatesh, I'm afraid with this one here, you're a little bit behind the pace, but I'm sure you have some aces up in the sleeves to tune the robot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see now this is the second submission.
Yeah. And while we're at that, maybe we can take a question from the viewers. Dave, the RPA guy, asks, is there a dark mode of Argos Labs? I know he prefers dark modes. Maybe
Dark
Sigurd
mode.
can take. Yeah, so it's not all white, when you can switch between white and black for the
Oh yeah,
interface.
yeah. We have a dark color scheme. Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Do you
Yeah.
have that?
Yeah, you can
Dave?
actually switch that. Yeah,
Cool.
switch from.
Nice.
It's switchable.
Dave
The
will be
settings.
happy. He prefers the dark modes. So we are filling these ones in, and while how much time did it take to build this robot, Venkatesh? Would you say for you?
Yeah, it just took 10 minutes to build this because it's a low code. So you just
And how
need to
much?
drag and drop the operations on the
So you did
timeline
it?
and configure some parameters. That's all.
Yeah. So you did it without code almost. But what if you have to write out all the Python lines? How long will that have taken you?
Yeah, it depends on the requirement.
Mm-hmm. But do you think it will take longer or less than 10 minutes?
It could take a little bit more time.
Yeah. So with Argos Labs we can save time just by drag and dropping these things in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So and right now we are at round 5,
Yep.
and it looks like your robot is performing well. At least it makes no errors. That will be the main issue. If it makes errors, then it will be a bad robot. But right now it looks good. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
If you fully coded the high code approach,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually really do it fast, like going through API. And the low code approach is going to take a little bit more time, but
Yeah.
it's easier to build. Initial investment is going to be a lot lower, and you can actually achieve the reliability and accuracy.
So even I, who don't like code a lot, I can easily build these robots just by drag and dropping it in.
Yep.
Have you used any code, Venkatesh, in this solution? I'm sure you will show us in a minute or two, but is there any code
Yeah,
in
I
it?
just use some codes just for verification purpose.
Mm-hmm. I'd love
Even
to
we
see the
can
robot.
eliminate. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see the solution afterwards. That is always so exciting to see that. So, how long do you reckon this will take? Around 30 seconds per record, or
Yeah, even
20
we
seconds?
can optimize this robot
Is it?
just by
Nice.
eliminating some other operations.
I'd like to see that. And CK, have you tried RPA challenge yourself?
Well, yeah, I have, and actually, one of the solution we provided that went a lot faster than today. I don't know,
Yeah.
Venkatesh, it's kind of going slow today, huh?
Yeah, probably could be some. I think my PC is consuming resources, so could be some
Yeah,
other applications. Yeah.
And maybe we can
we
ask the
have
viewers out there if you have tried RPA challenge and how you did.
we had like less than 1 second per page before, right,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Venkatesh?
Yeah, you're right.
So now we're done
Yeah,
here.
it's done.
We
Yep.
have 271 second
Yeah.
and a
It just a
100%
minute.
success rate. So clap yourself on your shoulder, Venkatesh. You passed. And in Argos Labs, can you tell us maybe a little bit more in detail what you actually did here?
Yeah, here we are using the open browser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just passing the rpachallenge.com as a
Mm-hmm.
parameter, and I'm using a drag and drop to grab the input file. And this specific file will be provided as a input for the Excel Advanced to read the file.
Mm-hmm.
And we are waiting for the home page, and we are performing a click operation. This is a download operation, and we are
Yeah.
getting inside the loop, and we are just configuring some variable, initializing some variables like last
Mm-hmm.
name, first name, company name, a few other parameters.
May I ask what you
Yeah.
use those variables for, Venkatesh?
Yeah, these variables for this is just to store the data which is fetched by the Excel file
Yeah.
that will be stored in the variable. And we are using a HTML to perform fill up, and we are using some JavaScript. This is to identifying the elements. We're calling some functions, and the same thing is happening for some other fields.
And yesterday, CK showed us that we can use the JavaScript, but we could also use click or image. Would that still be the case here? I'm sure JavaScript is the most efficient one since you are using that, but could we use the other
Yeah,
two here as well?
yeah. This is just for verification purpose. We are using.
Yeah.
We are just checking, double checking the
Oh,
field in a web page,
nice.
and the HTML action. This is to refresh the page, and finally it is getting back to the repeat loop
Yeah.
for the 10 records.
Yeah. So that was easy. You just drag and drop these things in. Maybe the
Yep.
hardest part was the JavaScript ones to figure those ones out, but those were only for verification of the input you said.
Yeah, even instead of that, you can use the waiting HTML or HTML action. If you just search for HTML, you got the HTML action in the window actions category. You can use this as well.
Yeah. So we click that one here. That looks awesome, Venkatesh. And if you would have to do some alternatives to this solution, what would you do then? You don't have to show us, but can you tell us what could be improved or what could be an alternative?
Yeah, you can just there are multiple ways to do that. You can just decrease the waiting time for the specification. Suppose if you are using a set variables, there will be some set of delays.
Yeah.
So you can just decrease these delays, and in repeat loop as well, we have some delays to get into the next record. So we can just decrease the delay to optimize the bot.
Yeah, so it's always a trade-off, right? And this trade-off is accuracy, stability versus speed.
Yeah.
And if you try to optimize it for speed, maybe you are compromised a little bit on the stability and accuracy side. So
Yeah.
that's what it
And I
is.
think you will always go for stability and accuracy, right? And then speed is probably
In the
less
business
important.
deployment, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
this is just a competition, so yeah.
Right.
And maybe we could take a question from Michael. Hello, Michael, and welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Hi, is there an option to view the code behind the automation? So we have this shell, the actions, and then
Yeah.
there's a code behind a Python code.
So, like I said, all the toolbox, we have all these building blocks. Most of them are made from Python solutions, and they are published in GitHub. So these building blocks, each one of them, you go to GitHub and you see the code, all published. It's and some of the solutions are Windows specific. They are built from C#. So they are not published, but we actually disclose that to request when customer makes a request. We actually disclose that information.
Cool, CK. Thank you. I hope that was answer enough for you, Michael. Otherwise, let us just know in the chat if that covers it. And CK, and thank you, Venkatesh, for showing us how easy it was to do the RPA challenge. And with or without delays, Dave says that we don't need delays on RPA challenge because it's run entirely on the client side. And that's right, and that's also what you covered here, Venkatesh, that we didn't need the delays. So thanks a lot, Dave, as well.
Thank
CK,
you.
Yes.
how are you today?
Oh, you're doing great. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm really great. I look very much forward for this session because as a technical guy, I always, not that the two other sessions weren't great, but I look very much forward for this, and I'm sure that we can see what Argos Labs is about on the technical side. Cavalry to Canaan says he's joining, or he or she is joining from India. Welcome, Cavalry. And we hope you enjoyed this session, and you can just post your questions in the chat. CK, we will get back to your screen now.
Okay.
So we established the whole interface here. We had the stew, which was the studio. Then we will see if I'm right here. And then we have the PAM, which was the agent on the machines where you want to run the Argos Labs. We had the supervisor where you orchestrate things. And then we have the POT SDK where we could manage our dependencies, our plugins and likes. Was that a correct recap?
Yeah, POT SDK is for you to develop your own building block and add them to your toolbox.
Thanks a lot, CK, for clarifying on this. And what are we going to see now?
So, like I said, our platform is really focusing on helping businesses or even individuals to bring in AI machine learning solutions or data science solutions into their business processes, into what they do every day. So I would like to today build a automation scenario using intelligent document processing solution that we have. So that's what I'm going to do.
Cool, CK. So over to the studio, I assume.
Okay. So again, this is a studio, and we have this toolbox. And when you go down, scroll down a little bit. These are, by the way, Anders, standard building blocks. So they come with the tool, and to this you can actually add more tools or more building blocks as you need. And inside this standard toolbox, we have Excel tools. Many of the tools are already here for Excel, PDF, and again, these solutions people use frequently, these building blocks are already here, right? On top of that, you can add whatever you want using Python POT SDK. So over here, there's a group called plugins, AI solutions. And today, of course, in the business processes, AI, people use, it's either OCR or NLP. And today, I would like to use this intelligent document processing AI. It's called the Lazarus Rikai. This is a company from Boston, USA, and using which I'm going to build a live automation scenario and show it to you.
And first of all, CK, I have to ask you, are you nervous on these live builds? They can't be a sweat.
Live builds are always nervous, but I'm prepared. I have already a couple of build already here, just in case the live build doesn't go well.
Yeah.
I have a backup
We
plan.
can switch to those. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And we already got a few questions. I will save them in for 5-6 minutes, and then I will make sure that CK will cover those. So keep the questions coming down in the chat. Oh, actually, it's out to the right, and then we will answer those. CK, back to you.
Okay, so Lazarus Rikai, again, about Lazarus, you can learn everything about it by pressing this, clicking on this question mark. So let me just click this. So this is going to take you to our help document, and Lazarus Rikai, what it is, and how you get the credentials for the API, and about the company, and how to use this tool. Everything is described here. So that's that.
So that's complete documentation right in hand just by clicking on the question mark. Then we got it out.
Yeah. So I will skip explanation about Lazarus. It's an intelligent document processing solution based on AI. So Lazarus Rikai, you have to have organizational ID, auth key. These are, you get that from Lazarus website. Again, how to get it, it's described in the question mark here. And then input, the most important input, of course, is the image file. And then you get to ask question. It's a natural language based solution. So you get to ask questions. Any questions you want to ask about your document, you can actually ask your questions here.
And maybe I forgot, but you said that we had 2 ways to process documents. That was the NLP and the OCR. And which is preferred over the other? Maybe you can just tell us briefly about that.
Okay, Lazarus Rikai, what I like about this technology is it's a combination of OCR and NLP. So you feed your image file and it runs OCR. At the same time, the AI understands the document and answers question in NLP. So it's a combination of NLP and OCR.
Cool. So it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right. Okay. So I think I need to first give these API credentials, but I have one over here that's already built. I'm going to just copy this to my new step.
Mm-hmm.
So then it shows up right here, right? So I have my credentials already populated so that I don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And get rid of the blank one. So I start with this, right? And then what I have is my A as my image file. So what I'm expecting is my A is my variable here. It's my variable. This is going to store file path of my image file. So where do I get that? I would try to make a interactive plot first. So starting with drag and drop, And drag and drop, of course, like Venkatesh showed, the same concept. It's going to open up a drag and drop dialog box. And I store my file path into my A, right? And that's going to be given straight to Lazarus. But this time, I would like to make sure I make the image file visible. So how about I open it? So bring in, run program, and I just go, hey. So this way, I drag and drop my image file. Immediately, that's going to open on my screen, and then send the image file to Lazarus. I have 5 questions also in the, as you can see, the format is a variable format. And where do I get these, questions? So my assumption is to make it interactive, but just for the sake of time, let me just reduce that to 3 questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this tool right here. This is an interactive tool, user param, and then I'm going to just give a title, ask what you want to know. And then group name is a part of the variable. As you can see, variable has 2 names, group name and variable name. So group name, I'm going to just follow this format right here. Group name is question, period, variable name, that's the format. So I come here and it's complaining I forgot to fill out. So I say question. And then over here, my question is, okay, first question and variable name, 1, and that gives me this variable, right? And that's right here, over here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Second box, I'll just go 2, and that's my variable. And then same thing for the third one, 3. And as you can see, I have 3 variables. So again, user parameters, this is going to open up a dialog box for anybody to ask any questions about this documentation. And then Lazarus is going to process, take the image, run OCR, and take these questions and give back answers. Now, answers, I can actually choose it to be string or CSV or file. In this case, I'm choosing that to be a file, and I give the file path. And over here, I have my time. So this is not needed here. I just say output.txt. And that's going to be stored in my B. That's, again, my variable here. I want to open it. So bring run program. IB. So this is ready to go. Do you have any questions at this point?
Very excited to see what will go on. I don't have any questions in so far, but Cavalry had a question. We also have received multiple questions. I'll make sure that we answer every question, but I'll take this one from Cavalry now. Thanks, Cavalry. He says, Lazarus is a language model that is integrated in Argos Labs. He asks if that's true.
So yes, that's true. And Lazarus is, of course, it's a solution provider, and they provide an API. And this API comes with a very nice sample Python code. And we basically took this Python sample code, and using our POT SDK, we actually converted the Python sample code into the building block in a matter of a couple hours. And immediately that show up in our toolbox. As you can see, we have 2 APIs already integrated here. They have more APIs, and we are now converting more.
So does that mean that if Cavalry or I would have to use Lazarus, we would have to configure it we would have to make it ourselves in POT?
Nope. This is part of the standard package. So Lazarus
Nice.
building blocks are already available. If you find, Kavalas, if you find any solutions out there that you want to use instead of Lazarus, they usually come with the API, and API usually comes with sample Python code. Take that POT SDK, and that's going to show up on your toolbox very, very quickly.
So I hope, was that answer enough, Cavalry? And to all the other questions, we will get to you in 5-6 minutes. So CK, that was all from here.
Okay, so let's take this to a test drive. So I'm going to come here and right click. We have this menu. This menu is test run. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. Until operation number 1 here to the end of the step. So I click this. So what Stu is now doing is just packaged my automation scenario into a format which Pam can take and run. She already took it. She already started it. So this is a drag and drop box right here. So into that, I'm going to come to my image file.
And to the people just joining, Stu is Argos Labs Studio, where we build our automation, and Pam is the agent that will actually run the robot on our machine.
Thank you, Anders. So it's ready. So I'll drop my PDF. And the plan is to, the PDF is going to show up on my screen immediately. And Pam is going to ask me to give 3 questions. So.
And those were the questions that we defined in user param, right?
That's right. That's right. So as you can see, this is the PDF, and it's something to do with the prescription medical thing. So we can ask questions like, all right, what is the name of this document? Natural language. Okay. What is the full name of the patient?
Is this while you type? Is this a paid connector in Argos Labs? This Lazarus, or is it included when we already have it?
That's a great question. The connector is free of charge. To use Lazarus technology, you have to have business engagement with Lazarus, and that is going to give you the API credentials.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and we don't come in between, this is business transaction between you and Lazarus. That's between you. And once you get the API credentials, our building block is free for you to use.
Thank you, CK.
Okay. The third question, Anders, can you think of any good question?
I would like to get the phone number. Maybe we could do something. Maybe the address, that seems complicated because we have this one.
Okay, let's try that. I don't know what if he's going to get it right or not.
No.
What is the address of the patient? Okay, so let's go. Now
we send it to
the
Lazarus.
image, image alongside the set of questions sent to Lazarus, and then maybe you saw quickly this is the text file. The Lazarus came back with JSON, and we actually converted that into a comma separated text file. And as you can see, so what is this is my, it's question and answer format. What is the name of this document? United Health Care.
Prior authorization.
Yeah, that's like taking the title, right? Request form. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, community plan. What is the full name of patient? Juan Rodriguez.
That's fine as well.
Okay, and the patient's address, 1942.
Stockholm Road.
Yeah, Stockholm. So he got it right?
Yeah, and he even had this D, and then I can't even read what it
right
says.
Here. This is very difficult for human, right?
Yeah, I can't even read it myself, or almost.
Yeah, so that's how easy for you to bring AI machine learning solution into your business process.
So this was just basically, we did a drag and drop here, and then we had it. Of course, we need to set it up. And if I want to repeat this solution here, I can of course watch the video. But will it be easy for me to learn? Do you have a guide on exactly how this is done?
Yeah, this is it's really, there's really nothing more to explain. Drag and drop all these components, and connect them together with input and output, and that's how we design our building blocks. They have standardized input, standardized output, so they connect with each other. And instead, I can actually, maybe in the real business situation, you want to take this as a CSV file. And
this is really impressive, CK. Not that Venkatesh's solution wasn't impressive, but this is really good, CK.
Yeah, so thank you, Anders. And what I'm trying to show you additionally is I just changed this file portion from TXT, the text file, to CSV. Now let's run it one more time.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm going to just close this Adobe, and so again bring in the same. It opened with interesting this time, and
this is the Adobe, this one here.
Yeah, it's Adobe.
Yeah.
Adobe is really trying to
sell you a subscription, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right. Let's just ignore that. So maybe this time I ask one question, right? What is the new name of new medication?
And Chige, we can ask one more question, like, is this patient is currently hospitalized? And you can see it has some checkbox.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see whether it can be able to.
Yeah, so it can read checkboxes as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's if we can understand the checkbox.
Yep.
Is the patient hospitalized?
So usually you would use these questions directly in your robot and then have it store the data in the CSV file or something like that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be interactive. I'm just, this is a demo purpose.
Yeah. Shige, don't get me wrong. This is very nice to see. I think I could see 10 runs of this and just to.
You want to ask any more questions, or two is just fine?
We have hello Masin just joined in the chat. Hello Masin, how are you and where are you joining from? We have a lot of questions, but it's not totally related to this example, so I will rate to you just say when you're ready for the question, CK.
Okay, so let's run it one more time. And again, Lazarus is taking this image file and reading it, understanding it, and instead of giving me back the text file, it now returned CSV, which I, made to open with Excel. So Lazarus says, where's the name of the new medication? It's right here, oxycodone XR. So it's got it right. Now, is the patient hospitalized? It says yes. Okay. Now, this may be wrong because patient is currently not registered, not hospitalized. So, Lazarus, okay, it's not perfect at this point, but maybe probably this, as you know, ChatGPT not perfect. So, but AI is getting there clearly.
And it's not about Argos Labs, it's about which AI solution we choose to interpret our documents. And you would probably at this point have some sort of a human verification in the loop or...
Yeah. So in order to use AI solution into your business process, you really have to be careful. I think we all know that. But using Argos Labs, low-code Python, your initial investment to evaluate your AI solution is going to be really quick, and your investment into integrating that solution into your business is going to be very small. The time and money you can save a lot to evaluate or to integrate and deploy.
Great, CK. Thanks a lot. We're having a lot of questions. Are you ready for those?
Yes, I am.
And Marcin says hi from Poland. Hello, Marcin. So, and it's, I'll just take them from start to the end. So while we go through these, if you have other questions, just post them in the chat and I'll make sure that we'll cover those. Cavalry says, may I know, is Argos Labs another tool for RPA?
So low-code Python, our tool is low-code Python, basically a low-code solution built on top of Python, meaning it's general purpose. Today, a lot of our customers, most of our customers, 99%, they use it for intelligent automation. In other words, RPA.
Cool. Thank you. Cavalry, was that enough? And then Michael says, hello, Michael, again. He says, I cannot find the pricing on Argos Labs website. How much would it cost after the free trial has expired? And maybe I can say that there's a 60-day free trial, no credit card required. I actually downloaded it yesterday and built my first Argos Lab automation. So thanks for a nice product, CK and Venkatesh. But what's the pricing after that?
So we have various plans. Standard enterprise plan is $500 a month for 3 PAMs or 3 bots.
That's quite cheap, I would say, compared to other solutions.
Yeah, I think we're one of the price leaders, and that comes with everything, including unlimited usage of Stew. You get the Supervisor account, which is the orchestration tool, and again, 3 PAMs or the bots.
Cool, thank you, CK. Was that enough, Michael? And Cavalry says, whoa, great. So kudos for that. And then Michael from Estonia. Hello, Michael, nice to have you here. Says, is this studio available for free or is it a paid one? And maybe you can recap what Studio exactly is and the other components of the whole Argos Labs suite.
Sure. So this is the entire package. You get Studio, and PAM is the bot. PAM is the execution agent. Supervisor, again, is the management piece, does the orchestration and governance. And POT SDK, again, is the most important tool that for you to customize your toolbox using Python solutions. So these are all in one package. Our standard package comes with 3 PAMs, unlimited usage of Stew, in other words, free of charge, and 1 account as supervisor. That's $500 per month.
Cool. Thank you, CK. And I hope that covered it. So building this solution here, can you maybe go back to Studio, CK?
Sure.
So let's say that I'm with 2 developers in my company and I want to build on a project together. How easy is it to do version control in Argos Labs?
version control are being done by supervisor. So every time you register, for example, you register this to supervisor, meaning save to supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen is it's you see this number right here.
Yep.
This is the version that's given by supervisor to specific automation scenario. So this automation scenario has this ID number, right? Every time you change something, supervisor is going to make sure, would you like to override the previous version, or would you like to handle it as a new automation scenario? So inside supervisor, when you come to supervisor,
And again, Supervisor was the whole orchestration of my Argos Labs environment.
that's correct. And let me log into my so supervisor, I'll show you. It's starting with the dashboard, and then you see all these numbers. My success rate is only 80% because I do a lot of testing. Now, all these results are execution results are reported here. These reports are actually coming from PAM, okay, and you can actually have screenshot and everything. So it's a centralized management solution. And over here, scenario, I do not want to open this page because it's got some information here. But inside, it's got scenarios, different versions. You can control version right here.
That's really nice, CK. Cool. Thank you. That covers it. And that was the last question. So I enjoyed what we saw today a lot. It was very easy to build these things, to know just to drag these operations in. And the only hard part was maybe to configure Lazarus, but that was because we have to sign up at Lazarus to get that work.
Right.
Would any of the other AI solutions be just as great? The integrated here, you have Google and Abby and AWS.
Yeah, before Lazarus showed up, before Lazarus was introduced to the market in December, most of our customers are using IBM. IBM actually they don't provide this service anymore, and AWS, of course, they have a great OCR solution. Abby is great, a little bit expensive but good. The Google Vision. These are popular solutions. Oh, of course, I cannot forget Microsoft. Right, and this is from the UK. All these OCR solutions, people handle invoices, purchase orders. They use these, and getting the CSV back and do some manipulation from that. Lazarus came out, and we were able to just recommend Lazarus as a replacement for these solutions. But as you know, every week we have no new great solutions introduced to the market. So I think our solution is going to give you the flexibility to adopt any great new solutions that comes to the market next week.
Great, CK. Love to see that. Love to try it myself. I think I will try to build another Argos Lab robot later today when we're done with this session.
Yep.
Maybe I will take Venkatesh's because I thought that was fun. Simon says, good stuff. Thank you, Simon. Love to hear that. And we came to an end, CK and Venkatesh. Thanks a lot for you to join, and thanks a lot to all the viewers out there. Great questions. If you like this video, you can really help us a lot by giving it a thumbs up. That will make the video come out to more interested people. So thanks to everyone here. See you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.